Hey all, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at the new Kingdom Blackarachnia, and she came with just as much hype as Cyclonus. Will she live up to it? And have we discovered a new and disturbing trend? Stick around, I'm going to talk about both of those things when we focus on her in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe while you're at it. Light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod for or an admin for. All those links are in the description below. Check out all my social media. All those links also in the description below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And this is Blackarachnia, and she has come with a ton of hype. A lot of times, man, I try to avoid hearing, viewing, whatever, anything about characters till I get them in hand, because I find I get overhyped. And I'm afraid that that was the case here. She came with, like I said, as much hype as Cyclonus, but I don't really think that she's worth all that hype. And there's something to note here that is honestly a bit of a disturbing trend. Is she bad? No, absolutely not. She is not bad. But she does come with a couple of caveats and a couple of things that you should keep in mind, and a couple of things that maybe we should pay attention to going forward into the future. Without any further ado, how about we head over to the table and take a closer look at her. And yes, indeed, here we have Blackarachnia from the Kingdom line, and yeah, there was so much hype for her. As much or more than there was for Cyclonus. She's definitely not Cyclonus at all. This goes to show exactly why I try to avoid seeing reviews and stuff until I have something in hand, because I get really bought into the hype and then sometimes I get really disappointed, and that's kind of the case with her. But I need to kind of explain it, because saying that sounds very kind of strange and wild and against the grain of what everybody else has said. So stick with me and I'll explain it as we go. But before we get to her, oh, I also said it's finally happened. I'm going to explain what I mean and what has finally happened. But before we get to her, we have to begin with the packaging first. It's Kingdom packaging. We have some, I guess, nice artwork. Spiders creep me out, so like it's relatively nice. I wish the window was bigger. Again, I have a cardboard tab. There has been variation with cardboard and plastic. She was tied in. Note down bottom, you have an indent in the cardboard insert. Check behind it, man. That's where they put the accessories. Very easy to throw them away. On this side we have the usual, and on the back we have the product images. Plus, nicely done, nicely painted. I guess this is like a crossbow type of thing. This is very reminiscent of that part that would have went into her back in the original Beast Wars Blackarachnia mold. So I think it's cool that it's included here. We got ourselves some big ol' instructions. Cool, neat, I guess. And she definitely needs them because her transformation is bonkers. And we have a collector card that's actually not Optimus Prime. This one's the Ark, and if you peel it down, it's the Ark crashed into Mount St. Hilary. So, cool collector cards, I guess. And yes, indeed, here we have Blackarachnia. She is beautiful, but she's not perfect. The spider legs should be more of a bronze type of color than black. The arms at the elbows should have a couple of hints of green. The arms themselves, like at the shoulder and around the elbow area, should have some bronze instead of the gold that's there. The inner thighs that are painted with the kind of goldy color should be a metallic purple. The feet that are black should be a metallic purple. So there's definitely imperfections here. What's done is done stupendously well, but it's not 100% accurate. Definitely good enough, but not 100% accurate. I'm going to say, honestly, that I guess the look, the coloration for her is an 8. I'll say it's an 8. Like, it's beautiful, but I can't overlook the fact that, no, it's not actually accurate. But it is beautiful. The articulation, well, the articulation is pretty good, to be honest with you. Really good. The head can go left, right, up, down. The arms can go all the way around. Each leg at this joint here is a ball joint. No waist. That's a bummer. Take that out of her hand. It just goes in between her 2 claws. No waist. The legs can go all the way back. But that's it for forward. That is it. And they're on the one piece. So when you move one leg, sometimes the other one likes to move with it. Like, that is... Really? This day and age? That's trash. Super deep knee. The foot forward and back to the side. Thigh swivel. No waist. Very limited knee. I find that really disappointing. I don't know. I mean, this is a deluxe price point and you have limited articulation. Oh, and that brings me now to, it's finally happened. Her mass for a deluxe, traditionally a deluxe is 84 grams. Her mass is 38 grams of plastic. 38 grams of plastic at a deluxe price. You know what that's close to? The 35 grams of plastic of a Legends offering like Brawn from Titan's Return. We are 3 grams away and now you're paying a deluxe price point. I said it was going to happen and it's happening. Now the engineering here is most assuredly higher than a Legends. But let's pay attention and see how simplified that engineering gets over time. Now that they've whittled down the mass, let's see how they start simplifying the engineering. And do as I said, try to pass off a deluxe, or sorry, a Legends as a deluxe. The mass really is a problem. And the limited articulation really is a problem. Honestly, 6 at best. For what you're paying for this, she should be heftier. For what you're paying for this, she should have no limits to her articulation. So we had an 8 for the look, we had a 6 for this, she's a 7, I guess. Also, this thing, no storage in this mode other than in her hand, unless you kind of like try and jam it somewhere, but no actual storage for it anywhere that I've been able to discern. I'm glad to have her, but man, that is disappointing. Now we're going to do the transformation. This is bonkers. I'm going to tell you now the transformation is a 10 because it's bonkers cool. There is an issue that a lot of people have had. I have not had it with the chest. When you pick it off, the tab breaking. That has not happened to me, not yet. But if it does, that's going to hurt the transformation. For now, I'm going to say it's 10. Let's see how it goes. Oh, before we do that though, here she is next to my only other version of Blackarachnia, which is the animated version. Great mold. Again, this was the deluxe. It is still very light. It only comes in at 46 grams, but it was also significantly cheaper than what a deluxe is now, so what do you expect? I don't know. Do you want a bigger Blackarachnia or a smaller Blackarachnia? There's a big size difference here, man. I haven't done this a ton, so let's see how this goes. First things first, we come to the back and we pick off the entire kind of backpack section there. Then we turn the head around and we angle up the body and you take it like out from under right here and you bring it down. Now a lot of people have said that they've had issues with the head not fitting down in the opening that's in here. The plastic is pretty thin in this opening in here, man. I don't know if I can get some of this out of the way. Down in here, plastic is pretty thin. I would just advise be careful with it. That's all. Just be careful with it. The chest section here, I wiggle this out very lightly because again, it's a small piece of plastic holding it in. That comes back. Mine has not broken yet, I don't think. I think mine's okay. Then this does come up over it. The head got to go down. That comes all the way up over that kind of chest plate section, if you will. So yeah, so there's a lot, man, that goes on here. The arm sections here, they come down and in, and how is it that this goes now? Hold on here. Pardon the cut. I had to make sure that the waist section here, the pelvis, was the right orientation it was. Next, you turn up the hips, and I suggest the best way to do it is to actually take a hold of the hip section and turn it up. Then you bring the foot up over the front and the leg all the way down, and it will tab in. You have to bring it down all the way, but the leg will tab in and kind of come up underneath like that. On the other side, same thing. The foot comes up on the front, the leg comes down all the way, and we angle it all the way up, and it's in like that. I guess you could leave these knee pieces out. I think they actually leave those little spiky knee pieces out. Then, after we turned this around, we can squeeze it in. We can bring the arm down and bring the arm down. The spider legs are not yet in the correct orientation, but we're getting there. When we come down, the whole point is to put the, I'll say, the hand claws over these rectangular pegs that are on the feet. They don't tend to stay on there the best, honestly. I see it more as a loose guide. Then we angle down these legs and angle down those legs. Here, we'll even bring these forward and bring these a bit forward. I gotta clean some stuff up underneath, but also underneath we should have, and I don't have it done, so I need to turn these the right way. The arms need to actually be turned the right way. I have one, this one, turned the right way, and this one is not. What's the difference? Other than the big claw should be facing inside. No wonder they didn't clip over the feet nicely. You need to have these two little sections where the kind of like where the mushroom peg is showing. Why? Because her blaster piece has two little rectangular pegs on it that slot in there, and that's what holds this underneath. It's not the most secure connection in the world, but if you can do it, it will hold on underneath like that. I need to solidify some of this, and then we'll talk about kind of some final thoughts with her. Before I put her blaster on, I just wanted to show the claw over the rectangular tab here and over here. It's all right secure. Here's her blaster on underneath as well. And here we have her beautifully creepy spider mode. This is molded so well, man, so well. So okay, so final thoughts, let's get this out of the way. Like for the materials and stuff, the mass here, very low. Like I said, the mass is comparable to Legends. However, the engineering is not, nor is the sculpting, paint detailing, and molding. All of that is pretty top-notch premium, to be honest with you, which is why in terms of look, she still gets an 8. The only thing that is a real complaint for me is I really do wish that we had the correct colors, like those purples thrown in, and the bit of bronze thrown in, you know, like it would be nice. But nobody's going to mistake that this is Blackarachnia. There's no doubt in my mind. I would very much at this point say, watch the molding, watch the paint. because we've already lost the mass. That's all I would say about that. The articulation, no waist, unable to kick forward for taxes in here, 35 bucks. Psh, no, sorry, that's not cutting it. It's not, that's not good enough. And enough that like I don't know how much more of Kingdom I'm in for. I'm definitely not in for any more uses of this mold. Not a chance. And honestly, the transformation is bonkers. I think it's brilliant. I love it. But some people have complained about breakage issues. For me, it's a 10. But if you get a breakage issue on that chest piece, while I don't necessarily think you need the tab, it shouldn't happen. And that's going to be a problem. Wave 1, and I've heard of a few breakage issues with Kingdom. I don't know. I don't think it's a good augur of things to come. They need to kind of take a hard, close look at what they're doing and do an about face before these small problems become really big problems. We had a 6 for the articulation. We had an 8 for the look. We have a 10 for the transformation. Overall, Blackarachnia is all right. She comes in at about an 8. And here we are once again, and here she is. Okay, so the good. Tons of paint, and the molding and sculpting is brilliant, beautiful, perfect. She is sculpted perfectly. She really looks the part, and I love her transformation. Now, because she's so light and small, there are parts of it that are a bit scary, like that chest piece, for example, but honestly, like, they really, I think, knocked it out of the ballpark in terms of her look and in terms of the engineering for her transformation. However, there are, of course, bad points, as I pointed out. No waist, that's a bummer. I get no, like, I kind of understand no wrist swivel here, why you don't really need it. Cool, okay, like, I get that. I understand that. I think the kick forward is unforgivable. I really think that that's unforgivable. Like, really? I mean, maybe you could cut some of that plastic away, but that is, no, that's not good. Which brings us to the kind of troubling trend. She is 38 grams. Almost, in terms of mass, as small as a Legends. No different than Power of the Primes, Tailgate, and Wind Charge, or Beachcomber. No different than Titan's Return, Brawn, for example. Now, what is different is the molded detail is much more, the paint is much more, and the engineering is definitely to a higher standard. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the Legends don't have ankle tilt, you know, but I don't know. Like, I see the trend here. Legends typically don't have a waist. She doesn't have a waist. They're about this size. This is the size. The molded in detail, I hope that that stays. But the way I look at it is we've already lost now the mass of what was once a deluxe class. Is next going to be shortcuts on engineering? Less paint? Is next going to be less articulation? I mean, you've already started to take that away. I'm not encouraged with what I see here. She's all right. She's good. I don't have another Beast Wars Blackarachnia in my collection, so she'll be fine. But to say that I'm blown away, I'm not. Do I think you should pay full price for her? No. I think she is a perfect example of a character that you should wait and get on sale. That said, I don't believe that's going to happen because everybody's going to want a Blackarachnia. But I think that that's a mistake. I really do, because I feel like they could do this better. That's just me. Let me know what you think about Blackarachnia. She does look beautiful on the shelf. I'll give it that. I look at her in terms of like animation, and I feel like there's going to be challenges here to animating her. Let me know what you think about Blackarachnia. I always appreciate you guys coming by, give me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. While you're at it, man, hit the subscribe button. Stick around. Have some fun with us. Don't forget, somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, man, you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned, baby, right here inside the videos.